Hey guys, welcome to the video. This is part 11, I believe, of my One Piece overview series. Today I'm going to be going over Sabaody Archipelago. Definitely one of the more devastating arcs in One Piece. So I'm very excited to talk about it. This might be a bit of a shorter video, because Sabaody is kind of short, maybe 2.5 volumes almost. So I'll try to make it short. But yeah, I have some good news for you guys and sort of bad news. I do have the Vinland Saga Deluxe Edition. I got it from a present from my mom. Thank you, Mom. Really cool addition to the collection. Let me know if you guys want to see a review on that one. Definitely thinking about it. And I did manage to get a pre-order for the Eustace Kid SH figure art, so I'm very excited about that. From Amiyami. I will be getting it in June, so around June, I'll definitely have enough money saved up to definitely get those figures and review them. So I'm very excited about that. I think it's Makima, Kenpachi, Eustace Kid, and another figure. I'm not sure which one. But in April, I do have the Gear 5 Luffy SH figure arts coming in. So I'm very, very excited about that, actually. So, yeah, definitely look out for those. And next month, I do have the KCM2 Naruto SH figure arts. So, yeah, I noticed that I've been doing more videos on this series. And I do like doing the SH figure arts reviews. So let me know if you guys want me to do reviews on figures I already have that I haven't done reviews on. But yeah, let's get into it. Question of the day. Very basic question. Who is your favorite Straw Hat crew member? To be honest, I like all the Straw Hats. I can't really say there's a like a least favorite for me. But Frankie fans, I'm sorry. If I had to say, it would probably be Frankie. I don't know, just he doesn't really click with me like the other ones do. I do like Frankie, but just not as much as everybody else in the crew. So yeah, not saying that Frankie's a bad character or anything like that. It's just compared to the other Straw Hats, he's probably my least favorite. I know that's a tough question, but yeah, who's your least favorite Straw Hat? So let's get into the video. As always, I'll show you guys the volume covers. I already showed you this one, volume 15. There's just a couple pages that kick off Sabaody in that volume. There's volume 51, volume 52, and then volume 53, which I think starts Amazon Lily. I'll probably stop at Amazon Lily and put Impel down and this arc together. So yeah, it might be a bit of a shorter video. There's only a couple things that I really want to talk about. It might take me a while because this is some very heavy stuff. Sabaody Archipelago. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Sabaody itself. Sabaody, I did know that there was a time skip in One Piece. There's time skips in a lot of different series like Dragon Ball, Bleach, Naruto, and all those different series. But I didn't know exactly how it happened, and it was such a shock to me that they were like separated. I thought they separated on their like of their own volition, you know, and I was completely wrong. But I'll get more into that when it actually happens. So yeah, let's start with volume 50, of course. Most of this was Thriller Bark, but of course they meet Kami and Papag. I don't know. These two are kind of they're kind of outliers in the series, to be honest. But yeah, they're asking for help, I think, or something like that. So yeah, we meet these two, and then they get into a scuffle with Duval. So that was the beginning of Sabaody. And I didn't exactly know what to expect, because I think I remember thinking that's what the entire arc was going to be, just them helping the mermaid, and that would set up Fishman Island. I had no idea about Sabaody, which I think was really good for me. But yeah, they meet Duval. Oh yeah, they were trying to save Hachi, and it was a really nice, well, not really nice, but it was cool to see him back. Of course, he gets his redemption, and I really do like Hachi now. So they meet up with Duval, trying to save Hachi, and I think this is Luffy's first show of Conqueror's Haki. Excuse me, which was really cool to see, and I like this this gag with Sanji's whatchamacallit, his wanted poster looking exactly like Duval, just out of pure like randomness. It's so funny. But yeah, I think that's all there is to talk about this arc, or this little mini arc. And then of course there's Luffy showing off his Conqueror's Haki for the first time, which is crazy because he didn't even realize he was using it. And I think he used it like 3 times. In the pre-time skip, he used it once here, once during Marineford, and then I know he used it another time. Oh, he used it in Amazon Lily, I think. So we'll see those as the series progresses. So they finally get to Sabaody Archipelago. It's like a meeting point. Is it the end of the Grand Line? I think it is, right? The Fishman Island is the end of the Grand Line, and then they enter the New World, and the very first appearance of the Celestial Dragons. And then Kami gets captured, I'm pretty sure, and they meet Shocking. Oh, and then the supernovas. Apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard somewhere that the addition of the supernovas was a last minute thing that Oda put into the story. And it's such a good addition because these guys, they're super interesting characters, and especially Bonnie. I really like Bonnie and her importance in Egghead. Beji, Bonnie, Hawkins, Kid, Apu, X-Drake. Uroja hasn't done anything just yet, but I'm waiting. Hopefully in Albath he'll do something. And then Killer. And of course Law. My favorite of the supernovas. But yeah, super cool addition. Really great world building tool. And then I think Kami's dream was to visit an amusement park or something like that. And then they get into some trouble. Oh, there's Charlos. I don't like Charlos. I don't think anybody likes that guy. Well, I think it's in Marineford. Well, we'll get to it, I think. But there's a really interesting moment in Marineford with Bonnie. Where she sees that Kuma's been transformed into these walking cyborgs, right? Or these lifeless cyborgs, and she's crying. And it didn't really make sense until now during Egghead, right? Oh, and then there's Silver's Rayleigh, the Dark King, the first mate of the Pirate King. So that's super cool. And then, of course, they want to save Kami, but they also have that problem of not getting in the way of the Celestial Dragons, because that's probably the worst thing you can do in this world, right? And I'll just skip right to it, man. Luffy's moment here is so cool. I love this. Is probably one of my favorite Luffy moments in the entire series. And I really like Hachi's importance in this moment here, because the Celestial Dragons have a tendency, like they're racist basically. They treat fishmen like animals, and Charlo's here. He shoots Hachi and he's celebrating. He's like, I got him. I killed the fishman, and Luffy, he already saw him as a friend at this point. He just wanted to to make amends with Nami, and he's very truly sorry about all he's done, about everything he's done to Nami and everybody while he was part of Arlong's crew. And oh my god, I didn't know about this moment. I'm really glad I did. And Luffy, he gets steaming, like angry, because you don't want to mess with this guy's friends. And he comes up to Charlos, and bam, he just knocks him out cold. It's such a good moment because Luffy is practically the embodiment of freedom. And it's just a straight literal punch to the face when he does that to a celestial dragon. It is such a good moment. I love that moment. And I think the anime version is a lot better. So that was volume 51, a great start to a very great arc. So let's get on to 52. And yeah, I don't want to relive this. And I'm just looking through 53 to see, yeah, a little bit of volume 53 has sabaody. Just making sure. So yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a shorter video. I think I'm at 12 minutes. So yeah, that's the incident of the Celestial Dragons. That's such a good moment, man. I love that so much. And then there's the first team up between Luffy, Law and Kid. Oh, and then the first appearance of Kizaru. It's such an imposing figure, man. On top of the government presence on the island, of course, with the Celestial Dragons, they also have Kizaru showing up to decimate the entire worst generation. So there you do have Law, Kid, and Luffy. Super cool. And it was really interesting to me personally because I had no idea what these guys' powers were. So just seeing them being shown off for the first time was really cool. I knew about Law. I knew that he was a character, at the very least in this arc, but I didn't know much about him. And then on top of Kizaru showing up, Kuma shows up. It's just everything wrong. It's Murphy's Law. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong here at sabaody. And it's just so devastating to see everything piled up in this arc. This moment is really interesting. They're talking to Rayleigh, and they find out that he knows everything that they want to know. They know that he knows about the One Piece, he knows about the Void Century, about the Will of D, and Usopp, right away, being who he is, he asks Rayleigh what the One Piece is, and Luffy snaps at him and says that he'd rather die than go on a kind of adventure where there's no point, I really like this moment. Lots of good moments in this arc. It's a really good arc. So yeah, Kizaru shows up. And Kuma shows up. It's just everything is so devastating. It's crazy. And then Sentomaru as well. Sentomaru? Is that his name? And then, yeah, you have Kizaru versus the 4 captains. And then on top of Luffy and his crew trying to fend off Kuma, they have Rayleigh fighting off Kizaru. And it's just, I keep saying this, but everything is just piling on over and over and over. And then, yeah, we get all the other, whatchamacallit, all the other Supernova's Devil Fruits. Oh, and Hawkins' Devil Fruit. That one's a little weird. Definitely for One Piece. And Apu's Devil Fruit. They're just so creative, but so weird at the same time. I love it. And then I think here's when Kuma, or one of the pacifistas at least. I think this is Kuma, right? Where he confronts the Straw Hats, and it's just fighting after fighting, and they have absolutely no chance against him, man. It's so devastating. I was watching this and I was like, wait, what's happening? What's right? I had no idea what was going to happen, because they're doing nothing against Kuma. They're doing, like, putting in all their efforts, and they're not even, like, putting a scratch on him. And then Sentomaru shows up with another Kuma. They're like, there's 2 of them. It is pretty much 2 of them. Oh, and I think this is the first show of hockey, because it does hurt Luffy. Or I don't know if it was Haki or Ryuo. Oh, and there's that clash between Rayleigh and Kizaru. So this is where Luffy realizes that they have no chance against Kuma, and he tells the crew that their safety comes first, and he tells them to run. This is the first time this has happened. And as I was watching this, I was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? I was so scared. I had no idea what was going to happen. And it's even more frightening when you realize that Zoro's completely out of commission after what happened in Thriller Bark. So I don't think he's popping them just yet. But Zoro goes after him, and then Sanji, and then I think Kuma gets Sanji with a pacifista laser. And then Chopper goes all out too. Oh, and there it is. Kuma pops Zoro. Oh, that's the end of the volume. Well, yeah, he starts sending them flying one by one, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh my god, what's happening? Because I said this earlier in the video, but I knew there was a time skip, that they got separated, but I didn't know that they were completely devastated, you know? And of course I didn't know about Kuma's backstory. I mean, now we know that he was doing this because he believed in Luffy. He knew that he was like the world's future or something like that, right? But he was doing it to protect them. So we're going on to volume 53, and there's just a little bit left where Kuma's popping the rest of the crew. So here I think he sends off Sanji, and then Brook, and then Usopp, and then Frankie, and then Nami, and then Chopper. And it's just, I'm watching this, and I'm sitting here. I'm like, what's happening, dude? And I just have like such an emotional attachment to these characters at this point, and I'm like on the verge of having a panic attack. You know that meme? I just fell to my knees at Walmart. That was me. I fell to my knees in the middle of my room. And I think Luffy's fear of being weak it really shows in this arc. That's definitely one of his weaknesses, his fear of being weak, his fear of loneliness. And he wants his crew, he depends on his crew, right? And they're all gone, and he couldn't save any of them. And Kuma pops Luffy, and that's the devastation of the Straw Hats. So that was the end of Sabaody, a really, like, such a gut-wrenching arc for me personally. And the anime does a really good job at adapting this. This is my opinion, but I feel like One Piece has the best voice acting in probably anything. Like, the voice actors, they do such a good job, and they work so hard to pour everything into these characters. And they're perfect. They're perfect fits for each of the characters. And I couldn't imagine anybody else playing these characters. So the colors and the animation and the direction and the voice acting and everything, it comes together, and it's just punch. Like it punches me, you know? So yeah, that was Sabaody. Definitely one of the more difficult arcs to get through in One Piece. But it is one of the best arcs in One Piece. I think it's probably in the top 3, maybe top 5, but yeah, that was Sabaody. Next video, I'll go over Amazon Lily and Impel Down. And maybe a little bit of Marineford. Marineford, I'm probably gonna have to split up into two different videos because there's just so much to talk about. But yeah, that was part 11 of my One Piece overview series. At this point, we're at the halfway point of the series. At this point in time. So yeah, and I've decided on Full Metal Alchemist being like my next season 2 of this series. So I'll probably be done with this series or this season 1 in about a month. So definitely look out for that. I'm very excited to talk about Full Metal Alchemist, especially the manga, because a lot of people talk about the anime and everything, and the manga is really good. It's a really good. Full Metal Alchemist is just a good series. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.